Hey guys, we are in Genesis chapter 6. This is lesson 3. Genesis chapter 6. This is lesson 3. We're going to be reading verses 13 through 22. It says, And God said unto Noah, The end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. You're kind of sealing that stuff off with the pitch. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make of it. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, and the height of it 30 cubits. A window shalt thou make of the ark, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above, and the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof. With lower, second, and third stories shalt thou make it. And behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is on the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant. Thou shalt come into the ark, and thou and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. And of every living thing of the flesh, 2 of every sort shalt thou bring to the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female, of fowls of every kind, of cattle of every kind, of every creeping thing of the earth and its kind. 2 of every sort shall come unto thee to keep them alive. And take thou unto thee all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for thee food and for them. Thus did Noah, listen to this now, thus did Noah, according to all that God commanded him, so did he. That ended with the best part. Everything God commanded, he did. All right. And here's the thing. God, what are we looking at today? What's the masculine trait that we're looking at in this lesson? It comes down to costly obedience. All right. So costly obedience, got it written down right here. Costly obedience and sacrificial leadership. All right. This had to have been something, a lot of times God will call us to do something and we quit too early. Or we'll get excited about something. We'll have a goal in our life and we'll get really, really excited about that goal, but we quit too early. The good things about what he's called us to do is he's going to have the provision. He's going to help us accomplish it. He's going to help us get where we're going. But the problem is a lot of times we hit an obstacle. We hit a road, a bump in the road, if you will. And we say to ourselves, well, maybe God wasn't calling me to this. Let me tell you something. Anything God calls you to, there are going to be obstacles and bumps in the road. Okay, there you go. That's cleared out for you. It's cleared out for you. Are there going to be obstacles to what God calls you to? Sure. Are going to be elements of opposition? Of course there are. And Noah had his share. They mocked him and they laughed at him. But he was obedient. He kept going. Do not quit. Whatever God has called you to, do not quit too early. Because I'm telling you, that's the essential piece. Because in the middle of what God has called you to do, you're going to want to quit. I'm sure after 60 years or so that Noah was like, what on earth am I doing? I got to give this up. He probably went through that with his wife, talked to her about it. I don't know. Rain, really? I mean, he's going to send this. Are we going to finish this in time? I mean, I'm working on it, but am I not? Did I hire enough people to finish this thing? Am I good? Is everything all right? Man, questions. You're going to have them. Don't quit too soon. If God's called you to something, don't quit too soon. And if God's called you to be an entrepreneur, if he's called you to be, the greatest worker at your particular job, your particular field, for your boss, working for your boss, whatever he's called you to do, if he's called you to clean the church, it doesn't matter what he's called you to do. It just means that you got to keep going. You cannot give up and you cannot quit too early. If you quit too early, you will always regret it. Now, you may be able to work past it and start something else, but don't quit too early. Obviously, if God didn't call you to something, that's a completely different story. Quit early and get out of there and start. But if God called you to it, you have got to stay strong and diligent and determined, okay? Here's another issue with that, all right? So sometimes we're not seeing results. Oh my goodness gracious, man! I can just attest to this. I mean, there are tons of things that I get started for the Lord, and as a pastor, and there are other people running the race, and they're doing these things, and sometimes you don't see the results that you want. I tell everyone now. Sometimes, man, things grow up like pine trees. Of course, they don't have good roots, and they fall over quickly when opposition comes, when the winds and storms come. They fall quickly. But for the most part, what we grow oaks, all right, with ministries and things that we're trying to do. If you can be in it for the long haul, if you're not looking for the fame and notoriety of a quickly booming thing, then you can stand the test of time, and you can stand through the storms, and you can make it, and you can succeed. But you have to be willing to start small and to start outside of, look, I'm sure that as they're building this art, they're thinking to themselves, there's no way we finish this in time to catch what God is about to do with this rain. But years will pass, and I'm sure, at the year before, the year before he finished it, he was like, man, I'm about to be looked at. It's sure enough crazy now, because I've been working on this for over a century, and nothing has happened. Not seeing the results, not seeing the rain. I mean, he saw it once it was built, but man, think about that. If it took him that long, how he must have looked at that project and thought, oh my goodness. Have you ever built a house, man, and the framing goes up so fast, you're like, oh my goodness, we're going to be living in a house next week. But we don't realize that the detailed pieces to that, and that house, the sheetrock and the painting and the picking the appliances and the blah, 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 blah. It takes so much time. It just does. But man, that framing goes up and we think, where's my house? I'm moving in tomorrow. No. It takes time. I try to tell everyone that starts a ministry within our church, or everyone that starts anything, to be honest with you, they've got to understand that there is a slow go to begin with. And sometimes there are some anomalies out there, like, man, they just take off. But for the most part, we have to be willing and ready to listen to the Lord and say, Lord, I'm not seeing anything happen. That happens with our bodies sometimes. If we're working out, we don't see it as fast as we'd like to see it. Okay. And because of that, we may make some terrible decisions with our bodies and do things that we never would have done before, just to see ourselves change. You can't do that, guys. You can't rush what God is doing. God has a perfect plan, all right? So there's quitting too early. You don't want to do that. And there's not seeing results and getting frustrated with that. Guys, do not. All right, it's supposed to take a while. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be tough. People are supposed to get on your nerves, and lack of resources is supposed to get on your nerves. But God's going to help you through, like he did Noah. Here's another thing that we can look at: embarrassment or criticism for obeying God. Noah got his share. There's no doubt about it. People were crushing him over this dumb idea of building this large boat, this ark. And man, he's putting pitch on the inside to keep it waterproof. He's doing everything he's commanded to do. He's trying to live for the Lord. He's trying to do it right. He's trying all these things. And it's just tough. It's just tough. And it's hard to be doing something God's called you to, and to still have such enormous amounts of critics. And here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you're doing it in the secular world, if you're doing it in the Christian world. I can tell you right now, there are going to be plenty of critics. Those people who aren't helping you one bit, who aren't trying to help you one bit, but they're going to tell you every reason why you can't make it, and why you can't do it, and why you shouldn't do it. They're out there. You keep going. Do not give up. Do not stop. Do not quit too early. Don't quit because you can't see results yet, because they're coming. I tell our folks all the time. I really do. I tell them all the time. I say, guys, listen to me. Start something. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. We can perfect it as we go, or get it close to perfect as we go. Start whatever ministry is God's called you to do. Start it now and allow him to work through you to make that ministry better and better. Well, I want the best this and the best that. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. What you want to do is you want to start the ministry and add what you can as you go, and improve those things that you can as you go. All right. So get out of the mindset that you can't start something until it's perfect. That is so wrong, and you never will start, because you'll be scared that your product is not perfect, in a sense that what you're doing is not perfect, and in the sense of entrepreneurship, that your product's not perfect. All of those things. So here is where it lies. You cannot live by the criticism of other people. You got to keep going. Other people don't want you to succeed except mama. Okay. And mama may not even be around anymore. Mama's the only one who wants you to succeed, but you get out there and you succeed. All right. You get out there and do the best that you can, and you work and you serve and you love and you help and all these things like that. You do what God has called you to do. You build the thing God's told you to build. You grow the thing God's told you to grow. And look, just look to the other people and say, look, man, y'all do what y'all going to do. As for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. All right. Choose you today whom you will serve. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. We got homework, guys. We got homework from these verses. First thing is this: identify your arc. What's the difficult thing that God has called you to do that you're receiving some criticism for? He's asking you to build it. Maybe he's asking you to build your family. Maybe he's asking you to build your faith, your purity, your ministry, your business, whatever it may be. What has he asked you to build? And have you come to the point, man, where you're thinking about quitting way too early, or you're upset about not seeing results and all of that? Then, friends, I want you to know with all of my heart, I want you to know that that is true of any endeavor. If he's called you, you're going to find yourself asking those questions. Should I quit? And why am I not seeing results? You got to keep going to see the results. You got to keep going to see what God is going to do. And then if you're embarrassed by the people that are out there, remember, even if you fail, they'll laugh at your failure. They'll laugh at your failure. And some of them who are kind to you in your face, they'll do something completely different. I mean, they'll laugh in your face and they're just going about their business. And I say, well, we knew that wasn't going to work. You keep going. Sometimes we have to fail to get to where it is we're going. Sometimes we have to do the thing to get to the thing. Okay. And so that's what I want you to realize. You can't be worried about critics. Critics are not in the ring with you to help you fight. They're not. They're outside of that thing and they're just talking their junk and they don't have any idea. All right. Certainly you need to take the counsel of wise people, but if they're just critics and that's who they are and they just criticize and put down, you keep going, whatever the big thing is that God's called you to do. All right. I want you to write a plan. All right. Write a plan to get to this big thing God's told you to do. Write down a plan that includes, this is what I'm going to do week 1. This is what I'm going to do week 2. This is what I'm going to do week 3. And you keep going, for several weeks to make sure you have everything that you need. All right. The third thing I want you to do for homework: share that plan with your bride, and if you're not married, share it with a brother in Christ so that they can hold you accountable for that plan. And don't get mad when they hold you accountable for what you've asked them to hold you accountable for. Don't get angry. Hold me accountable. And then when they do it, you're like, oh, you're judging me, and you don't ever speak to them again. You're judging me. No. Let that person that you said is going to be my accountability partner. And that means they're going to say, hey, are you working on your project? Are you working on your project? Are you working on your project? They have somebody that I keep talking to about the book they're supposed to be writing. Stay on me, Ryan. Stay on me. And I'm staying on them, and I'm not hearing back from them. All right. So, yeah, I know what this is about. All right. Also, read Luke 6:46-49 and evaluate, is your life built on a rock or sand? What are you trying to achieve? What has God called you to achieve? And who are you trying to give credit to? Give credit to the Lord and to the Holy Spirit. Love you guys. That is lesson 3 from chapter 6. We're about to start lesson 4. See you. Bye-bye.